The World Rugby Under-20 Championship from the south of France. Our first game tonight here at the Stade de la Méditerranée in Béziers sees Scotland taking on an impressive Italian side who finished fourth in the recently completed Under-20 Six Nations. There's a good crowd building, as you'd expect, in this rugby-mad town with a population of just 80,000. And now we'll look at what's to come over the next couple of weeks here in the south of France. Pool A has Australia, Japan, New Zealand and Wales going up against one another. New Zealand v Australia set to be an absolute cracker. That the final pool game for those two sides. Pool B, Argentina, England, Italy and Scotland. And of course it is Italy and Scotland about to get things moving and shaking in a few moments here in Béziers. Pool C, well, it is the locals, the reigning Under-20 Six Nations champions, France, Georgia, Ireland, and last year's bronze medalist South Africa rounding out Pool C. So 12 teams in the region ready to do their thing. They are rugby mad here in Béziers. Conditions absolutely perfect for what should be an end-to-end game between these two sides. Scotland v Italy. Ready to get things rocking and rolling. And before we get to that, a quick look at our coin toss from a little earlier this afternoon.
Two or the sun? Sun. Okay, you want two? Go with this. Sun.
Yeah, we should still kick.
Okay, you just said, okay?
We'll stay the same.
Okay, from left to right. So you're kicking from right to left.
This way.
Good?
Perfect.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Sorry, sir. Good luck, brother. Nice match.
So the two captains there, Stafford McDowell for Scotland and Mikel Amaro getting the formalities out of the way. And here is the Scottish team and a man perfectly placed to take us through it, Colin Gregor. Colin, who are we keeping an eye on in this Scottish team?
I think the centre partnership, the big bruising direct Stafford McDowell and the light on his feet, quick, elusive Cammy Hutchison, missed the Six Nations, but great to have him back. And the back row, Rory Darge and big number 8, Devante Onajefe.
Okay, now we'll look at the Italian forward pack as you'd expect. Plenty of muscle up front in the form of Danilo Fischetti, Liccardi, Mancini, Parry. Lamaro covers plenty of the park. And through the backs, Ricci was a standout for Italy in the 20s Six Nations as well. For Cucci, a terrific finisher as well for the Italians. And they'll be looking for some punch from the bench as well. Tadia, a wonderful replacement hooker for their coach to call on. Okay, Scotland and Italy all pumped up, ready to do their thing. The wait is over. It is time to get down to business in the World Rugby Under-20 Championship. It's just a short hop down from Glasgow and Edinburgh. Even shorter still for those coming in out of Italy to cheer on their men. A great mix of club sides represented tonight here for the Italians. Calvasano, Padova, Rovigo. Powerhouses of Italian rugby represented well here this afternoon with a national team aiming up and favourites for this game against Scotland as well. Okay, time now to settle into our anthems.
Flower of Scotland. Mesdames et messieurs, en l'honneur de l'équipe d'Italie, Fratelli d'Italia.
Well, two of the more recognisable anthems across the world, and really punched out nicely by both the Scots and the Italians. Before we start tonight, we'll observe a moment's silence to pay respects to members of the Beaucaire Rugby Club who were involved in a tragic road accident that claimed 3 lives and injured a further 10. The thoughts of the global rugby community are with the team and their families at this difficult time.
Du 26 au 27 mai, toute la famille du rugby a été bouleversée par ce drame et se mobilise en lançant une collecte solidaire sur le hashtag Solidarité Beaucaire. Toutes les informations sont en compte sur le site internet de la fédération. Eh bien, on va respecter 1 minute de silence pour tous ceux et toutes celles qui sont décédés dans ce tragique accident. Merci.
And again, we offer our thoughts for those at the Beaucaire Rugby Club. And another look at the Scottish lineup. Who are the match winners, Colin Gregor?
Well, Paddy Dewhurst at fullback, he certainly knows his way to the try line, as does Glasgow Hawk Kyle Rowe on the left wing. If Scotland can get some ball, they have some dangerous backlines. So let's see how they cope with this Italian defence.
Yeah, Coach Brian Redpath as well, leading the Scots. His first official tournament in charge of the Scottish under-20s team. A man who played plenty. Okay, we are underway in the World Rugby Under-20 Championship in the south of France. Our first up game tonight in Béziers has Scotland and Italy going at it. The Italians coming into this game as favourites after putting away Scotland 35-21. It was a 14-point margin in the Six Nations, a recently completed 26 Nations, so they come in with the favourite tag. Breeze running right to left, favouring the Italians. And Riccardi settles into his first line-out throw of the afternoon. It's a good one too, finds Canone. They shift it early on, and now the nice tight hard line from de Onofrio. To left again through Rizzi. Loose carry there by Biandelli. Hands possession back to the Scots. In goes Trotter, and now it's Chapman. Nice carry from Hodgson, up over halfway to Thompson. Happy to play field position here, gets plenty on that. It just checks in the soft turf and then hops in a touch. Well, conditions are perfect, so too the deck. We walked it earlier, Colin Gregor, and it is butter soft.
It's, as you see on the screen, a cracking surface, and the ideal start for Scotland there, clearing their lines from the kick-off, forcing the turnover, and then just recognition. Let's put pressure on Italy with our kicking game. Outstanding kick there from Ross Thompson.
Yeah, Kitty with his first take for the afternoon. They'll look to work it out of their danger zone with ball in hand. They go high into contact, that's a maul. Scotland can flop all over this if they want. But the Italians do a good job there of recycling possession. Back it goes, and that one's ridden into touch off the boot there of Rizzi.
The ball was touched by a Scottish player. Yeah, it's white ball.
Just hearing there as well.
The ball is
Scotland in the process of charging down, so the ideal outcome for Italy. Not only do they clear their lines, they now have put into the line out. Another chance to launch an attack on Scotland.
Italian coaching staff will be happy with that clearance. They were under the pump, and the third line out throw is a good one. Back it comes into the arms of Mancini Putty. The big fella goes back and tidies up for his team. Tidy charge there from Nicola Canone as well from Padova. Another box kick. Down the park and in the line for Scotland is Dewhurst. Scott, Finlay Scott beats the first up tackle. That's a dangerous ball, but brought in nicely by the captain. Here he goes, the danger man, McDowell, playing his second World Rugby Under-20 Championship. That is a gutsy line from Thompson. Charges into two of the Italian forwards, two big men, and they mince him. More big D from the Italians. They're playing with the penalty advantage here, though, the Scots. Chapman dinks it in behind. The Breeze just holds it up a touch and will come back for the penalty. Some real willing hits coming from the Italians there, but they were up and in a little too quickly.
Yeah, listening to their captain Lamoro beforehand, he was talking about how they pride themselves on their defence, and they look at that blitz line speed, really getting off the line, apply pressure to this Scottish attack. But early in the game, they're just too keen and they concede the penalty. And into the breeze, Scotland playing into the breeze, but Stafford McDowell fancies a shot at goal. So he's a, what, 6'4" or so, he's a big lump. Oh no, it is actually Ross Thompson that's taking the kick. So, sorry, got that wrong again. Charlie Chapman, scrum half from Gloucester, fancies his chances from here.
I'll tell you what, it's going to take a massive whack because he's a long way from home. He's into the teeth of the breeze and he's stepping into the kicking tee here on, I'm calling it the softest bit of real estate in all the south of France. And that's saying something, Colin Gregor. Here he comes, looking for the first points of their campaign here in the south of France. He's hit it well. Has it got enough on it? It does, but it's away to the left. So we stay at 0-0 through 5.
And again, when Scotland, when you have a shot at goal and you don't succeed, it's likely Italy will now restart back to the Scots. So it's a shot to nothing. They'll probably get a hold of possession again. Nice strike from Chapman there, actually. Often kicking into the wind, you think, I have to give it some more, and you snatch at it. It was nice and smooth with his rhythm, just not quite accurate enough on this occasion.
They come against Scotland. Good shift at the line, finds Scott. Scott, his second carry Another one bringing meters. Lovely ball there from Thompson. Really fizzing it through the hands. Johnson. Cheeky little dink in behind, looking to catch on the Frio out of position. He goes back in field. The kick to touch finds it, but it is not a real good result in the end for the Italians.
Yep, again, smart play from Chapman. Scotland going through a couple of phases, not really making any inroads into this Italian defence. So just apply pressure on Italy with the kicking game. And on this occasion, Biandelli's clearance kick, he did snatch at that. Scotland get a good outcome, line out in a good strong attacking position. Chance for Finlay Scott to lob in his first arrow of the afternoon.
Scott loops it over the top, and it's been knocked on there by Darge.
Good ambition from that first line out, something a little bit different. Asked some questions of the Italians. Unfortunately, on that occasion, as we see it going all the way to the back, Darge just couldn't quite get low enough to collect. It's an unfortunate error for Scotland. We get the first scrum of the afternoon, is that right? See how the Italians cope on their own ball.
Big Devontae Jaffe. One of the harder ball runners in his Scottish outfit yet to get a handle. Inside the first 10 minutes, just feeling one another out, these two sides. Popped in there by Casilio, and he comes to the short side. There's room as well, and they freed up the Italians. It's loose back in field, but stays with the Azzurini. Now a pick and go from Money. Money loses it. Away there for Thompson. Good hands from the Scottish forwards. Dunbar.
Advantage.
Takes it on, and now the penalty advantage for Scotland as well.
Tackle.
So the mistakes compounding there for the men out of Italy.
And that's what's keeping Scotland in Italian territory. Italy just coughing up possession. It's the second time now down this left-hand touchline. They'd worked it well to get some space, get the go-forward ball. You've got to look after it as the tackle's completed. And again, that enthusiasm, that excitement to get off the line. They're testing the assistant referees. They're not having any of it, making sure that Scotland get the opportunity to attack by keeping Italy onside. And Chapman has his second pop at goal.
Just having a look at both these sides in their warm-ups, and there's no doubting that Scotland looked a little more polished going through their work. And that is how it's unfolded through the first 10 minutes here. The Stade de la Méditerranée. Chapman, this time around, sends it on its way and right on through. Scotland open up a 3-point lead.
Another lovely strike from Chapman there. This time the accuracy bang on. Scotland will be happy with their first 9 minutes, coming away with the 3 points. Games come thick and fast in this under-20s World Championship, and getting off to a good start really sets the tone for the campaign. Not quite as stiff and sore getting up tomorrow morning.
Scotland looking for the exit here, happy to absorb a tackle, one off the ruck through Johnson. Hugely promising player is Johnson. Little bobble there, and now Thompson. Thompson gets in behind. Eventually put down in an important cover tackle, because Thompson is quick and very nearly got clear. On goes Hodgson. Nice long ruck there. Now the chase from Scotland, brought in well by Lodovic Kopmani out of Moliano Rugby Club. Now the shift, a little bit of space there for Italy to work with, and they string the passes together. In goes Trotter and makes the tackle. Maul's the call there. Scotland can just lay all over this if they'd like. Don't need to go anywhere, and the feed to the scrum goes the way of the Scots.
good defence in the wide channels there. Martin Hughes, Scotland blindside, just wrapping up ball, assisted by Logan Trotter. Like the ambition Italy were showing, fielded the box kick from Scotland. They wanted to get out to the wide channels, just a little bit too upright going into the contact, and although he had the leg drive going, poor Antonio Rizzi there just couldn't get the ball to ground before the maul was called. And as you said, Sean, Scotland happy or legal to lie wherever they want once the maul has been called. No need to move away, and they win the turnover and put into this scrum.
Pronti.
Bind.
Hold the way. Hold the way.
Set.
2, 3, 4. Pronti.
Good weight now from the Italians, but Chapman clears. Thompson has been wonderful early on. In a line comes Trotter. Trotter gets through. Trotter, basketball pass over the top and into touch. The initial breakout was outstanding. He just missed the link there with Kyle Rowe.
Yeah, solid scrum from the Scotland forward, so important. Gives this attacking, dangerous backline just that half yard of space. And Logan Trotter eats it up. Just in fairness to Italy, though, it's good defending in the wide channel. Trotter make that decision, and he goes for the over-the-top pass. It's a low percentage play, and unfortunately for Scotland, goes into touch. Glimpses of a real promising, threatening attack, though.
For the first time, Italy keep it tight from the line out. We grab a couple of metres here at the back. Here's Liccardi with a heel tucked under his wing. Good grind here from the Italians. Now, if they conceded the turnover, though, Scotland somehow get their mitts on it. Steal it back from the Italians. Johnson again to the halfway. Thompson. Lovely long ball there for Trotter. What can you do this time round? Big rangy unit, Trotter. His teammates get there just in time, and finally, Ono Jaffe gets a carry. Chapman, he's hustled and hassled at the back of that ruck, and he in turn hands the ball away, and now the penalty against the Scots. Advantage being played here for the Italians. Rapid fire stuff from the under-20s going about their work here. The equation is simple for both these sides. Win 5 games and be a world champion.
It's that easy, isn't it? Or certainly easy to say anyway. I'm sure that neither team will be thinking that far ahead. They'll just be wanting to get through probably this half of rugby, the next 10 minutes, and then build from there. As we see this time, it's Italy making a mess of the Scottish breakdown. Scotland just a man or two light on a Jaffe carrying in.
Time off.
And he doesn't have the support there. Italy recognise that. They put pressure onto Chapman, force the turnover. And Scotland, ill-discipline, getting their defensive line set after that. It gives Italy a chance to launch their first attack in Scotland territory. I thought they were smart on that last line out, going up the guts with the forwards. They'd gone to the width a couple of times. They'd lost possession. You think, okay, smart, let's go through the forward. Unfortunately, from an Italian perspective, they were turned over by the Scots at the maul time as well. So for them, they've just got to look at how do we secure some ball, how do we get through some phases, start asking some questions of this Scotland defence and see what Scotland have.
So for the first time in this game, it is the Scots.
Good hit.
Inside 30 from their line. To the back go Italy. Round comes Liccardi. Liccardi and the men up front, edging ahead. A little close to the 22 now. Around the corner has gone Ono Jaffe. Now he's called out.
Advantage white.
Crazy stuff there from Levante Ono Jaffe. They keep marching here. The Azzarini. Now they knock on and will come back for the penalty. Not quite sure what Jaffe was thinking on that occasion. Just came right round the corner at the maul.
Just fancied a hug with his Italian rival, I think. Yeah, but just again, when Italy they got that head of steam, they were just creeping forward. Scotland trying to infringe just in any way they could. He's just having a hug on a Jaffe, but he's being told by the referee to get out there, and he doesn't. And Italy obviously take their own actions to remove him, but by then he's conceded the penalty. Italy shot to nothing, cough up possession. They can come back for Rizzi to have a pop at goal, level the score, and for them, first sojourn into Scotland territory, they'll be happy if they come away with some points.
They turn from the side. Sure.
The penalty was for that. In here, around 3 metres to the left of the sticks. Stand out for his team through the 26 nations. And in the sunshine here in Béziers, Rizzi looking to lock it up. It's a good strike, but it is off to the left.
52.
Jeez, he's rifled that one, and it's just shaved that left hand upright.
Yeah, just not quite as smooth as we saw in the warm-up. He did seem to just snatch at it. It's a difficult one for a kicker. First kick with a bit of a breeze playing in your mind. A kick you should easily get, but they're the ones that sometimes you overthink. He just wasn't quite as smooth as we expected. Just snatched, as you said, Sean. Scotland get off.
Jaffe will be happy with that. That's a good 22 restart from Thompson. Sends it deep. Nice work in that front line as well from Daj. He was the tackler. Forces the Rizzi into putting boot to ball. Taken nicely. Good footwork as well from Dewhurst. Chapman asking for the penalty, won't get it. Jaffe, nice little pop ball there to Daj. Italy come in looking for the turnover. Very nearly get it. To the narrow side goes Scotland. Chapman, happy to go downtown via the box kick. It's returned with some punch as well. Back tidying up is Thompson. Ross Thompson. He's been excellent through the first quarter. Thompson and Chapman doing things nicely for the Scots. They're up by 3 courtesy of Chapman's boot.
U20
There it is again. Chapman sends it up, looking to put some pressure on here. It's messy. It'll fall here for the Scots. They need some port runners to get there to maintain possession. They arrive in the nick of time. Johnson, always carrying a couple of defenders with him. He is a lump. Now Scott. Chapman digs it out. Nothing doing on this near side, so Dewhurst is back towards the traffic. Now they reload to the short side, and Dunbar throws himself over the defender. Hodgson. Thompson shuffles it on at the line. Chapman looking for runners. Here he comes again, Johnson. Hughes, his first carry, that's loose and ripped back. So Italy absorb that pressure.
Good.
And now march it up the park through Mazza. 5 metres post contact, good.
Advantage over White.
Charge from Mazza, here's Canone.
Touch.
Casilio with a little snipe in tight, almost got through Casilio. Lucardi. Out the back they go, good hands there from Mancini. Putty, and it's going to create some space on that far side. Oh, we're coming back. That last pass called forward.
Italy will be happy with that defensive set there. Scotland obviously applying pressure through their kicking game, get reward. Cammy Hutchison following up, and they go into their phase attack. But the ball just, a couple of times Chapman just had to slow it down a second or two. So we see the last pass from Italy just drifting forward. But that Italian defence, it was just smothering anything Scotland threw at it. Chapman waiting for the, as we see it. So sometimes they're given forward, other times you get away with that one.
I'm saying none. That's play on every day.
Yeah, they did well to get the ball out to the width as well. But it's the assistant ref that's saying no.
Say no. No, monsieur.
And they come back for the scrum. A wee stoppage. It was an absorbing passenger play. Going for a couple of minutes, that one. Scotland into attack.
Ready?
They turn over ball. Italy going through a few phases.
As we touched on at the beginning of the broadcast, Colin, it was Scotland under Brian Redpath coming to this game as outsiders after they went down to Italy in the Six Nations. Brian Redpath, left of screen there, 60 tests with Scotland, countless games in the English Premiership. This is his first tournament in charge of this team, and I think he's feeling through 20.
Time on.
I think he'll be reasonably happy. I think first and foremost they've not conceded. They've not looked like they're going to be breached by the Italian attack. They've forced Italy into some errors. Chatting to Stevie Laurie, the assistant coach who you saw on screen there beforehand as well. Scotland were very aware that they wanted to make sure they were playing in the right areas. They've got a really ambitious team. They want to throw the ball around. But with that comes a high error count, and so they're saying, well, if we're going to throw the ball around, first let's make sure we do it in the right areas. And they're doing that. Their kicking game is working. They're applying pressure onto Italy. They'd probably like to come away with a couple more points from these sort of forays into Italian territory.
Off the back is Onajafi.
Back.
That's gone back. The bobble with the Italian defence creeping up. He's the captain, McDowell. It's an exciting centre pairing for Scotland, McDowell and Cammy Hutchison as well. Chapman. Johnson again, part of the youth setup at Racing Metro here in France. Chapman finds Hodgson, and that one's knocked on.
And again, it's Italy's defence that is dominating Scotland's attack. Quick off the line. This occasion, the pass, touch high for Jamie Hodgson. He takes his eyes off it, doesn't know where the ball's gone. It's unfortunate for Finlay Richardson that it went forward as he charged through the gap.
Tell you what, it's got to be a high pass to get up over the head there of Jamie Hodgson.
Time off.
Huge young unit.
Yeah, we just see the handling errors both sides, which again, first 20 minutes of the under-20 championship, you're going to expect the players to be excited, a little bit nervous, and these sort of handling errors will creep in. Teams haven't been together for all that long, so it's an opportunity over the first game or two. It's more about getting some results, trying to win ugly and build some momentum. Scotland's best ever finish, both teams' best ever finish in the Under-20 World Championship last year. Scotland started with a defeat to New Zealand and then went on to win the next 4 games, all of them all close, all of them within 7 points, but they got into that winning habit. Italy, starting with a victory over Ireland, which doesn't happen all that often for the Italians. I think they ended up finishing the top 8 for the first time, which is, well, maybe it's showing signs of development in Italian rugby.
Scrummaging's never been an issue, and here they are, monstering the Scottish pack. Penalty comes off the back of that big shove from the Italians.
Yeah, and that will be a concern for the Scots. was a very dominant Italian scrum. Just got the shunt on, got going forward. Scotland wheel around. Italy kick to the corner.
1, 2.
And the forwards will think, let's keep the ball in. Up the jumper from this line out. Let's have a maul. Let's try and assert some more dominance over this Scottish pack. See where that leads us.
This is your mark, okay?
The last dip in this part of the field brought a penalty which was unable to be converted by Antonio Rizzi. And it's an identical play again. They go to the back, but this time round Scotland get a good shot on the maul right off the bat. The Italians now peel to the right.
Number 2.
It's a touch messy, and now
Top ones.
the Scots counter well. That's peeled off to the side, and Scotland can really crunch in now. Good defence there from the Scots. Now a little dink in behind. Lovely pick-up. Super pick-up from Scotland's captain, Stafford McDowell. Italy will have the line-out throw, but geez, that was tidy work on the ground.
Yeah, he had no right to be there. He saw him in the backfield. He saw that Italy were shaping. There was no one in behind on that Scottish right-hand side. He tracked across from the open side of the collapsed maul. He did very well. Italy will be happy with the outcome. Chance to get that maul going again.
The overthrow, but it's going to land in the arms there of their tight head prop, who clears it in turn for Rizzi. That works out A-OK for Italy after the overthrow at the line out. They're inches away now from their first try of the World Rugby Under-20 Championship in 2018. Penalty advantage as well here for the Italians. They come in on the hard line, knocked on. The penalty is given for offside against Scotland, and if they want it, Italy can have a knockdown shot from bang in front.
Oh, they deserve a try for the offload from tight head prop Michel Mancini-Parry.
The tackle.
You see Scotland just infringing offside. Gave Italy a shot to nothing, which they then knocked the ball on. You do wonder, after the strength of that Italian scrum up on halfway, do they fancy their chances again? Just try and shunt the Scots over their own line, and that's what they've decided.
It was Danilo Fischetti who came in. He didn't even wait for the captain,
Time off.
Mikel Lamaro. He just came in and said, you know what, we're going to have a crack at the scrum.
This side.
Line them up.
I'm on the right.
Okay.
So they're not giving me enough room to get my head
I will stay here, okay?
Sicardi just getting some attention there. So after the overthrow at the line out, Licardi will pop up and then centre the scrum. It was a terrific offload from Mancini-Parry. He went close again, and Scotland, well, they couldn't help themselves. They rushed up a touch too quick in defence and
Are you okay?
really conceded
Come on, scrum.
the penalty.
Yeah, big attacking opportunity for Italy here. They'll fancy their chances. All came, this pressure building from the scrum back on the halfway. Italy monstered the Scottish scrum. Then they went for the maul, got into the corner. Scotland conceded another penalty. Italy have laid down that challenge. So those Scottish forwards have got to rise to it, not give the Italians the ascendancy, give their backs a chance to smother any Italian attack.
You're going inside.
As is often the case, a little reset of the scrum. Just make sure everyone's in the correct position.
Yeah.
Unfair advantages being gained.
Happy there?
So see the Italian backs very tightly set up behind that scrum.
Will they see the spud though? Oh, it'll be their big men who just go to work here and grind out their first 5-pointer in the south of France. Here comes the weight now. The initial push is good. Trapped well at the back, and it is a penalty try. Penalty try is the call.
It's enough.
Lodovico Money comes up furious. He's just looking around saying, that's mine. That was my 5-pointer. You've robbed me.
Again, Jamie.
Exactly. And Ritchie doesn't need to convert penalty tries. You just get the automatic 7 points. Again, you applaud the Italian decision-making. Get a penalty on the Scotland 5-metre line. Say, OK, let's go hard at the scrum. And they were dominant. They were emphatic with that push over the line. And yet, referee Pali De Luca, he's not waiting.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm aggrieved if I'm Lodovico Money. He did all the work at the base of the scrum, controlled it beautifully, was a millisecond away from scoring in a under-20s championship, had it snatched away. His coach won't mind. Fabio Rosselli, his side clear by 4. Rizzi, down to his opposite number, Thompson. Dewhurst. Dewhurst keeps it alive. Lovely passing in tight here from the Scots. On a Jaffe. Chapman. Thompson. Ducks under a high shot there, Thompson. Hodgson.
Tackle!
That's good D from the Italians. Here's Hutchison. Hutchison! Hutchison still going. Hutchison deep into the Italian 22, now just 10 away. It's a monster run from Cammy Hutchison. Numbers over to the right here, they let it sit up.
11 whites.
Little check ball there from Trotter. For Trotter. Trotter has it ripped away and the penalty goes against the Italians, but how about the run there from Cammy Hutchison?
Release the ball, please.
He was tackled 3 or 4 times and refused to go down, refused to stop. It was outstanding and a great response from Scotland. Italy had cleared well out of their own territory. Dewhurst makes a burst. Scotland get that offloading game going. So effective when they get behind a team. And then Hutchison at first receiver, nothing really on. He explodes into life. He's given Scotland the opportunity to launch this line out from 5 out. See how the Scottish forwards respond, having just conceded that penalty try.
White.
Finlay Scott. Starts with him. They go to the front, it's brought in well. Slides back to Daj, here's Scott. They march it on. They're well set here, the Scots. Nearing that touchline though, now they peel off. Italy come in and look to counter. Scott going real close here. Italians not rolling away there. And that'll be another penalty.
Okay, you had the mark. There.
Was it a collapsed maul though, Johnny, or was it because they'd broken away, did it become a tackle?
Yeah, I think he broke away. I think it was just a straight tackle there, Colin Gregor.
We have many penalties of your team. Please have a word with your players. Okay. You need to stop with that, okay?
Mikel Amaro given some instructions there by...
Ready?
Pali De Luca. Lamaro out of the powerful Italian rugby side. Petrarca put over Padua. That is a lovely part of the world, I can tell you that, Colin Gregor. From experience, a hard place to go and win there is Padua. Scott to the back. Finds on a Jaffe. Now Scotland try to do to the Italians what they did to them. They get the ball moving quick. They're over the line. Are they down? We're going to get confirmation. It's TMO time.
checking with his assistant referee first, is he?
But I have no picture of the,
Okay,
of the ball on the ground.
I didn't have a good picture of the grounding. I'm gonna ask, okay? Shane, can you hear me? Cappy, can you hear me?
Out of New Zealand.
Yes, Pally, go
CMO
ahead.
this afternoon.
I want to know if it is try, yes or no.
So try, yes or no?
Yes, please.
What's your gut saying, Shawnee?
You got to give that. That's a try every day.
Speed with which Scotland were going forward, you can't help but feel they should have got the ball down.
Thank you. Try.
There we go. Yep, loose head prop, Ross Dunbar, playing at the Boroughmuir club.
Well, I can tell you this, Shane McDermott from New Zealand, the TMO, has been waiting for this moment all week, staying in the same hotel as him, and this is his time to shine, and he says...
Ali, are you there?
Yeah, Cappy.
If the ball is grounded, award the try.
Good, thank you.
He says, try. Scotland knew it was good. They were back over halfway, and the 5-pointer is on the board for Ross Dunbar.
Yeah, as we see, Scotland, they did well winning the line out. They got set, they were patient. Took them a while to get going forward, but once they did, they were tight. Their body angles were good, and the Italian forwards had no answer. It's Ross Dunbar with the first try for Scotland in this World Championship.
Chapman sprays that one off to the right, and it stays a 1-point game. Scotland up over the Italians.
And again, for the Scottish forwards, it just gets them back into the game. It rebuilds that confidence. See, conceding a penalty try from a scrum, it's not what you want, but they've regrouped well, launched that attack, a great response. Saw the break from Cammy Hutchison, set it up, and then the forwards took over. They were patient and they executed very effectively.
Johnson concedes a tackle there. Chapman. Just rakes that one back. Chapman, dummies, now box kicks. That one holds up in the breeze and it goes into the arms of the monster number 8. Ludovic Comani. Oh, that one knocked on. Back it goes for Richardson. Can they convert the turnover ball into points here? Swinging the action nicely. Geez, Thompson aiming up out wide.
Advantage over blue.
Sits deep. Hodgson goes across the park. Now the outside runners, quickly have to go in and do the grunt work. Dewhurst dummies and is in turn put down by Matza. Chapman for Honor Jaffe. Just slides the hip into contact on that. Right, Chapman. Thompson. It goes about 2 metres, but the captain, McDowell, comes in and saves his fly half. Hodgson again. Thompson looking for Trotter. Well read by D'Onofrio, and he calls the free kick.
Good recognition from D'Onofrio. Thompson was shaping to kick. He just dropped back into that left wing position. Took the catch, called the mark. Has a chance to clear the territory. And Ross Thompson recognising Scotland not going forward with their attack with ball in hand. This Italian defence is quick off the line. They're smashing the Scottish ball carriers. Scotland not getting much return. And so first kick, go to the sky. It's not all that effective. Next, look to punch the territory. Worst case scenario, they end up with a line out still in Italian territory.
Scott to the middle. Chapman, look for Trotter here. Trotter on the inside hip there of McDowell. Trotter very nearly got through. They've got some nice set-piece plays to work with here, the Scots. Hutchison gets to Dewhurst. Dewhurst spins through the tackle. There's again that immense line speed from the Italians. Thompson, Scott, crunched by Fischetti. Driven back around 8 metres in the tackle. Now Chapman just squeezes the up and under away. Easy take though. The Scotland are all over the top of that one and almost get their hands on it. Back in the pocket. Down to Thompson. Thompson looking to connect here. Thompson. Manages to slide that one back. Chapman marshals the men around him. Not a whole lot doing open or short. So he sends it in the air. Trotter goes up for it. Can't come down. Hutchison keeps it alive. They go infield. They could have gone out Scotland. They got to come right here, the Scots. Now they can go left. Now they can go left. They come back to the right and they'll score. It's Chapman, little Charlie Chapman. They had about 8 goes at it and finally Chapman said, I'll do it all myself.
It comes from their kicking game and the pressure that Trotter puts on, but it's the support, the follow-up, making sure Scotland have numbers there, and they do their best to butcher the score. Bit of white line fever, but eventually, because they're on the front foot, Italy don't get that defensive line set.
Good.
Eyes on the ball the whole time. It's a fair contest. Great pick-up from Hutchison in support and the offload. Chapman looking to get the ball away. He knows there must be space somewhere. And then he realises, hang on, the space is right in front of me. I might as well just take the easy option.
Well, Chapman was the man who got it started. He weighted that box kick beautifully, gave Trotter the chance to get through and give pursuit. And it was a lovely long step, that second bound away from the Italian defender that got him the try. Now looking to convert his 5-pointer. He has sliced that one again. It's out to the right, 13-7. The score with a minute to play in this first half. Here's another look at it. Trotter through and caused all sorts of dramas there for Biondelli. There's the step.
And boy, is he happy. Good time to score as well. Just going into the final minute of the half. It's just very important.
It would have been, I'll tell you what, Brian Redpath would have ripped shreds if they didn't convert that into a try. They had that many options and they took the wrong one time and time again until Chapman grabbed the 5. Nice run from Daj. Scott. He gets through. In fact, it's Dunbar. He's got the headgear on and the head taped up now. After taking a knock a little earlier, McDowell pinned down in the tackle there. The recycling of the ball has been wonderful this afternoon. The Scots, lovely hands for Dewhurst. Dewhurst gets through. Dewhurst caught high from behind. Penalty advantage here for Scotland. They shape to the left. They go tight. Hutchison still trucking Hutchison. He's taken all sorts of stopping in this first half and now we'll come back for the penalty. Well, we highlighted them as 2 players to watch in the pre-game. Hutchison and McDowell, the centre pairing for Scotland. And Hutchison is running around like he's covered in snakes and spiders. Nobody's interested.
TMO?
Well, they're interested. They just can't stop him. All comes from Ross
I'll show you
Dunbar's
the tackle
barnstorming
by
run out
11
of Scotland's
right.
22.
Contact on the head and how he brings them to ground.
Good.
Just having a little look. It's TMO Shane McDermott has come in, has he?
Best one now.
Just looking at the high tackle. This is the one.
Got a back on image coming for you too, Pali.
Good.
The referee had seen that one. Are you looking for something else though?
It was the one from behind.
Yeah.
You're right.
The last image here now, mate.
One from on a field.
Yeah,
No
I
doubting,
see
it's a high
high
tackle.
tackle, contact with the neck. I'm thinking about a yellow. Do you agree?
Agree.
Good. Perfect. Captain, please. And
11 white.
I think Shane McDermott.
I
he
have
just-
a high tackle,
just
direct
listen.
contact with the neck. It's a yellow card, okay?
Looks a little bemused there,
Yeah.
does Giovanni.
Sorry,
On
take the corner.
field.
Yeah, sure.
Please always take the corner.
Tell there
Corner,
the
please, sir.
TMO
High
and the
tackle.
referee working together. The referee had seen it was a high tackle. The TMO thought, hang on, you need to have a closer look. And he decides that that is worthy of a yellow card. And so thinking Scotland just need to get to half-time with the 13-7 lead. Actually, Italy are well and truly on the ropes. Scotland could see another 5-pointer before the half's done.
Scott to the back. Now it's slapped away well there by the Italians, and they'll be happy to just bang this one in a touch. They get out of trouble on that occasion. So at half-time here in this Pool B game between Scotland and Italy, it is the Scots up 13 points to 7.
Avec l'Écosse qui mène 13-7 pour bien cette ouverture des championnats du monde ici à Béziers.
On est vite un peu perdu sans mobile. Orange vous prête un mobile en 24 heures en cas de casse sans perte de vol. Orange.
Charlie. Charlie. Good, Chapman. Your shoulder, sir.
Bind. Set.
Work my in, work that one in. What's it coming?
Fixing up.
Allez, laissez pour l'équipe d'Italie.
That's in there again.
I didn't have a good picture of the grounding. I'm gonna ask, okay?
Award the try.
Good, thank you. You sit blue! Vantage, knock on. Good. 1 minute. Thank you. Is it a high tackle? Good. Yes? Check, check. TMO? Yes, Shane.
Yeah, mate, I just want to show you the tackle by 11 White.
Yes.
And the contact on the head and how he brings him to ground.
Good.
Image here now, mate.
Yeah, I see a high tackle, contact with the neck. I'm thinking about a yellow. Do you agree?
Agree.
Good. Perfect. Captain, please. And
11 White.
I have a high tackle, direct contact with the neck. It's a yellow card, okay? Yeah.
Welcome back to our day one coverage of the World Rugby Under 20 Championship from the Stade de la Méditerranée in Béziers. Our first up game here in Béziers has Scotland squaring off against Italy. And at the break, it's Scotland up by 6 against the Italians. So a semi-upset on the cook here in the south of France. They dominated possession and field position in the first half. Scotland to come away with a 6-point lead at the break, and they are up a man as well to begin things in the second half as well, with the Italian winger D'Onofrio off the park. He got nailed for a high tackle, so he's got around 9 minutes still to run in the bin. Scotland now running with the breeze, so they turn with a handy little buffer. And now a little Mediterranean zephyr at their back. We get sign-off. We are good to go for kick-off in this second half.
Captain.
Game one, both these sides are going to open their championship with a win. And we are back underway in Béziers, Scotland v Italy, and Scotland have overclubbed the restart to the second half. I'm Sean Maloney, and joining me in the commentary box for all the action from this Generation Next, it is good evening to Colin Gregor. And what did you make of that first half?
Yeah, I think from a Scottish point of view, they'll be very happy with how they controlled possession and territory. They maybe think it'd be nice to have a couple more points on the board, but with Italy a man in the sin bin, as you said, for the next 8.5 minutes, there's plenty of opportunity. For Italy, the times that they had ball, they just didn't treasure it. A couple of times they just coughed up within the first couple of phases. We saw they had big dominance at scrum time, winning that or earning that penalty try. So let's see how they go to start this second half. See, Scotland have made a change in the front row. Finlay Richardson has been replaced by Murphy Walker. So will that stop the Italian tide?
Singh can lock it down here. Look for a little ascendancy at the scrum. They can't force it that time around. The Italians are now, they shift it across the park. It's taken on there by Kukuchi. And the turnover goes away. The Scots, he was a touch isolated, and the Scottish men pounced.
Ross Thompson, the fly half. It's just the way of the world these days, isn't it? The rugby player, you have to be able to do the full skill set. And he recognised, as you said, Sean, a bit of isolation in the Italian attack. And he just latched onto ball, and he was strong enough to stay there. Italy couldn't shift him. As we see, it's the initial clear out there from the Italian outside centre. Damasi, he just takes himself out the game. Next guy in isn't effective, trying to remove Ross Thompson. And as a result, it's an outstanding turnover.
Line-out has been an issue for Finlay Scott and the Scots. At their third conceded line-out throw. On come. It's through Matza. Towards the 22. We'll be down a man here and
blue offside.
Under the penalty advantage as well. They call it
Offside.
straight off the bat to Luca, our referee. And they go to the 22.
Be careful with the clean out, okay?
And you'd think the Italians will try and chew a little time off the clock and have a crack at the sticks.
Yeah, good attack, getting to the wide channel. And Matza, he was just emphatic in his running. Big Stafford McDowell shrugged off as if he was a young schoolboy. And Scotland again just trying to get that defensive line reset. They just creep offside, want to shut down the Italian attack, and they infringe. That's one thing that Pali De Luca and his assistants, Jamie Nutbrown from New Zealand and Mathieu Noirot from France, they've been very hot on the offside. To be honest, it's a good thing. I think as an attacking team, it just suffocates the game if the defence are constantly offside. So you think, got to learn from it. You're going to get pinged for it. They're hot on it, so just take that extra half yard, which you then think as an attacking team you get a bit more space, or you get opportunities for points.
Speaking of, here's Rizzi looking for his first successful crack at the poles, and he can put 3 to his name on the score sheet. It's 13-10. So the try scorers in that first half, Chapman and
please try to take your team back
Dunbar for
defending,
Scotland.
okay?
Salt Italian 5-pointer came by a penalty try after
When you
they
defend after the run,
revved
okay?
up at scrum time and put Scotland under all sorts of pressure. 13-10 the score. Thompson. One fell to Iakitsi. Eduardo Iakitsi.
You sit wide.
It's not a real flash chase from the Italians, and that gives Scott some room to move. Here they come. He's a man who was near impossible to put down in the first half, Hutchison. They got him that time. Daj.
No white.
With some help on the tail, up in to the Italian half. Chapman, Thompson. On a Jaffe. That one will sit up okay. It was a good tackle. There on Hughes. Rowe tidied up. Chapman. There's the new man. Walker. Thompson puts it out in front there for Johnson. Good defence here from the Italians. Their line is well and truly set now. Dewhurst with a skip step, trying to get past the Italian defenders. That's exactly what Honor Jaffe does. Touch lateral here, Chapman. Chapman, we've seen how dangerous he is with his footwork in the lead up to his try in that first half. That time round, they swallowed him up. Thompson flat ball for Walker. It's jarred out of his hands. That is a rocking shot. And Italy goes straight to the boot. They kick it back to Rowe despite being down a man. Rowe, that will be a yellow card. It'll be 15 on 13 in 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Hang on a second. Colin Gregor, talk to me. How is this not a yellow card coming here?
Yeah, it's a strange call. I think he's now marching the Italians back 10. No, he's just going for the injury.
No, hang on a second. Explain that to me.
It looked like, yeah, the kind of classic one hand, a downward motion. So you think there's no effort for an intercept. There's no effort to pat the ball up to try and regather it. It's as cynical as they come, as we see in the wide channel. And we see a big hit again. That's where the injury came. Just a bang on the snout, I think, for the big Italian second row.
I'm still trying to get my head around the non-penalty, the non-yellow card, rather.
I'd like to
call the
talk you
penalty. We've had the sit down with referees boss, the great Alain Roland, in the lead up to the championship here in the south of France. And did I doze off at some point of that referees meeting yesterday?
I think, yeah, you must have done.
I'm sure I heard him say, if you don't attempt, or if there is no ability for you to bring it in and you slap it down like that, it is a yellow card.
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay, the mark is there.
Sorry, I'm so lost.
It's a stone waller, and we were saying at half-time that the yellow card just before the break it was a soft one for Italy to concede, so
Good.
maybe he's just decided to level things up, even things out a little bit.
Wait. Dejaron entrar.
As we see the HIA, I think, or possibly a full replacement. Yakitsi making his way off the field. It's a perplexing one, that one. Sean Maloney
play on.
He's almost speechless.
It's play on. It's 15 on 14. Italy lucky not to be down another man. 3 points the difference. It was 14 points the difference when these two sides last met, and the line-out issues continue here for Scotland. It's gone all kinds of wrong. Italy. Hammer up one up the park. Dewhurst put some width on the pill for Rowe. Switching here with McDowell. McDowell dummies. McDowell finally gets some support from his centre partner, Hutchison. To touch rushed. And they missed the initial clean out. Scotland, they get it right with a second go. That ball still in. Chapman bullied at the base of that ruck. Now it's penalty advantage here for Scotland. Walker. Little tip pass is good for Dewhurst. Dewhurst 30 away. Chapman.
Still advantage, Blue.
On a Jaffa, you can hear the referee saying still advantage here with Scotland, so they're playing with the house's money. They go to the air. Trotter almost gets up. That's knocked on by Italy and will come back for the penalty.
Scotland a bit more tempo to their attack, asking more questions of the Italian defence. They were clinging on there. They did well to repel that Scotland attack, but they couldn't do it legally. Scotland
You can't touch the
decide
9, go to the ball.
35 out, bang in front, they'll have a
Wait until the 9
goal.
picks up the ball.
Again, it's just that discipline for Italy. Their defence on the whole has been very, very strong. On that occasion, I think it was the Mancini parry taking out Chapman, the scrum half. We know that scrum halves are protected species. We see a lovely dummy and go, Stafford McDowell. Big lump, and what you saw well, when Italy kick, him and Hutchison, they work really hard to realign to the width for Scotland. So a couple of passes across the backfield. You've got McDowell and Hutchison rampaging down that far touchline.
Chapman drills that one through, and the margin bounces back out to 6 in favour of the Scots.
As we see again, Trotter is proving a handful, chasing high balls. He is 100% committed, eyes on the ball the whole way. But Italy have now back to 15 men. They've done well. They've weathered that Scottish storm. Coming away with a 3 points all when you're a man down. Italy will be happy with that.
Johnson.
Release tackle!
Chapman has controlled this game superbly with the help of his halves partner Thompson. Man, he looked up and cha-chinged it now. On goes Hughes. They come short side looking to catch the Italians offside. Walker is ridden into the turf there by the giant that is Fischetti.
Over, Blue.
Out the back play from Scotland. Hutchison. Oh, Jaffe. Johnson again. He's eating the meters. Johnson, his 8th carry of the afternoon. Hutchison hit hard but got the ball away for Rowe. Rowe Flips backwards over the top there of Damasi. Tip ball for Walker from Hodgson. Lovely ball, and they keep it alive here, Scotland. Dewhurst. Dewhurst cuts back in field. Dewhurst back to the outside. Back inside for Dewhurst. It's a 1-2 special from the Scots.
It's been coming, the way Scotland have attacked in this second half, and it's the McDowell out the back door, and they can't tackle Dewhurst first time. He gets the arms free, links with his back three compadre down this left side, Kyle Rowe. It's a great interchange, so clinical. Once they've broken that Italian defence, Italy have no chance of resetting. It just comes from that ability to keep the ball alive. Stafford McDowell refusing to go to ground. Again, Scotland getting on the front foot. Their carries are becoming more and more dominant. Italy are tiring.
So relax.
That aggressive line speed, it's just not quite as aggressive. Scotland are beginning to pick them off.
I know it's only match day one. There'll be 5 in total, but if that is a look at we've got ahead over the next couple of weeks, sign me up, Colin Grieger. Special try down that near side from the Scots. So now Chapman looking to increase the lead to 13. Chapman smacks it.
No problem.
Over the dot. It's 23-10.
You can see Italy, just their defensive line, they just don't get it set. Big McDowell sets it all off with that offload. And it's lovely out the left hand, back door. Look at that step back in field and the power to get through one tackle. It's a valiant effort from big Mancini Parry to get back to tackle Rowe. Dewhurst on the inside. Cracking score.
Advantage, high tackle.
23-10, penalty advantage here for Scotland as well. No advantage
Around
there.
the neck, high tackle.
Well, if you know your
Number 3.
stats, how about this? Scotland, metres made, 512
Number 3, high
to
tackle.
Italy's 144.
Captain.
Emphatic.
The same thing done the
Look at
first time, okay?
The possession
You had
stat,
some penalties.
those metres made
In just
are because
30 minutes.
Scotland are
Stop it,
sitting
okay.
around about 3/4 of possession. They are dominating the pill.
Here.
And they're beginning to get the meterage up. The Italian defence, they've been asked to make a lot of tackles. Beginning to fall off some now.
That's the penalty for.
Again, the discipline, it's just an easy out for Scotland. Frustrating for that man, the Italian captain.
White over the line. The line. Thank you.
Can they get it right at the line?
Time off.
This time around, the Scots.
2 and 3 white substitution.
A couple of changes being brought here
And
by
6.
Fabio Rosselli, the Italian coach. He's really shuffling the deck. In comes Antoine Coffey from the Amatori Palmer Rugby Club. Easy to spot in the midfield there.
Stand back on.
Looking to put a shot on here. That much better, but then the clearing ball off the top was at the feet of Chapman. He couldn't hang on, and the woes continue at line-out time for Scotland.
It's certainly an area they can work on going forward.
Time off.
Still managed to
Substitution.
dominate possession.
Which
Be
team?
frustrated
Blue 1.
because the couple of lineouts that they got right in that first half, they looked dangerous attacking off it, either up the midfield with big Stafford McDowell, or using the wingers, the likes of Logan Trotter coming in off that wing into space, get his pace, his footwork going. You can understand Italy looking to make some changes. I think Antonio Rizzi's come off as well, the fly half. But when you're 23 points to 10 down, 25 minutes left, something needs to change. Scotland have been the dominant force in this second half. Just looking to the bench. Can they arrest that decline, shift the momentum?
This is your first scrum, and this is your first scrum.
Great place for them to start is scrum
Obey
time.
the orders. Remember, we need a gap, okay?
Well, as they're doing all across the south of France tonight, down the road in Narbonne and in Perpignan as well. It's double header time, so off the back of this game, it'll be Australia clashing with Wales, and in Perpignan later tonight, France and Ireland. That'll be a belter too.
You sit white.
Pulled out there by Casilio. Oh, it's a nice low chopping shot too that frees the ball out of the Italians' hands. It was Hughes with a shot. Forced the turnover. Now his back row buddy has a dart on a Jaffe. So halfway. See the collision there. Grahamslaw steals a metre or two. Thompson. So they rushed up out wide and just tucked it under the wing. Chapman chasing runners.
Back.
One's left behind by Scott. It's a long way down for Johnson. The second rower tidies up the work there of his hooker. Chapman. Hughes. Just in reverse for the moment here, the Scots.
You sit blue.
And after conceding 20-odd metres, Chapman says, that'll do. I'll try and win him back with the kick. It sits up okay here for the Italians. Tidied up well there by their scrum half, Casilio.
Offside number 2, blue.
Scott ping there from Scotland.
Tackle!
He's offside, so they're playing with a penalty advantage here, the Italians. Looking to bring themselves back into this contest. Excellent low shot there from Thompson. Fresh legs. Fischetti. That's knocked on. Is it? No, play on. They dink it in behind. What about the pickup? At full tilt, it is the Onofrio. Delightful.
Saw the sleight of hand from Scotland for their score. What about the deft touch on the left foot there from Italy? And the pace and the pickup at full tilt. Doesn't even wait for the ball to sit up. He just goes after it. Oh, that is an outstanding gather, and he's at all the pace.
Let me know.
Dewhurst has no chance with Onofrio running at that sort of lick, coming infield, and absolutely delighted to be under the posts.
Good.
Italy right back in this game.
23-17.
Just Italy going through some phases and just that variety there. Scotland, no one in the backfield. They're that close to your own line into your 22. Chapman normally sits in that sort of area. He's not in position. Great recognition from DeMarco, replacement Italian. That is a quality score.
Couple of pearlers from both sides. That one semi-checked by McDowell. It'll fall for his number 8 there on a Jaffe. McDowell forcing the error.
Tackle release!
Chapman demanding a penalty, won't get it. Hughes shapes the pass, then rolls under the first up tackle. Thompson puts it in behind, looking for Rowe. Scraggs Fukuchi. And now the penalty. Off their feet at the breakdown is a call against the attacking team,
Under pressure.
Italy,
15, sending off.
and that's a gimme from in front for Chapman.
Fukuchi did so well to read the Ross Thompson grubber in behind. Italy not willing to be exposed as Scotland were moments ago. But then, as he's brought to ground by Kyle Rowe, you just see his teammate.
No, thank you.
Can't quite see the number there. He just flops to ground. What we want to see at the breakdown is a competition or an opportunity to compete. And when you just dive head first over the ruck, you're sealing off. Scotland had no chance of any sort of competition for ball there. And referee DeLuca hot on the whistle. Chapman has a shot for 3 more.
He's knocked over his last 2 shots at the sticks. Chapman looking for a hat trick, and it's good. The difference is 9, and Brian Redpath's men are up.
Comes from the half charge down kick from Stafford McDowell. Just think, don't give the opposition anything easy. So Italy wanting to clear their lines. He just expends the extra effort, commits to the charge down. A couple of moments later, Scotland have 3 points on the board.
Oh, that's messy from Scotland, but Rose there to clean it up for his team. Chapman put some width on the ball there for Johnson. Chapman chipping over the top from the base of the ruck. Down it goes there to Coffey. Coffey. Steps out of the first tackle. Fischetti. Nice hard line from Demasi. Looking a touch more dangerous in attack now, the Italians. A little more purpose. They're mixing up their running lines well also. Casilio. Back to the open side. Probing and not finding a way through, but clearing the offload. Lovely work from the Italians. There goes Coffey. To the 22, Casilio. Out the back it comes. Dummy runner gets through, and now they bump their way towards the line. Is it down is the question. It was Fukuchi going the direct route.
Good.
He looked up, he charged at the defender, and he's in for 5.
We've seen sleight of hand, we've seen sleight of foot, and now we've just seen raw power. Look at him go. Poor Paddy Dewhurst has absolutely no chance. Fukuchi, look at the size of him, getting those legs going. He just says, nah, you're not tackling me. And despite the best efforts of Kyle Rowe getting back, Fukuchi's got that strength, presence of mind to get the ball down. Italy coming right back into this. DeMarco coming on at fly half. He's just added some tempo to their attack. They've got their big ball carriers running straight at the Scottish, saying, let's start making some tackles, getting them on the front foot. And a little bit of space is all Fukuchi needs.
DeMarco, off to the right. 15 remain. 4 points is the difference. And another look at the most recent charge from DeMarco. Got through, kept it alive, and then it was Coffey coming in the line.
It's just that offload, you get behind the defence, but it's then that calmness and focus to then think, well, where's the space? We're in behind Scotland. Scotland have had to narrow that defence. There was just enough space for Kuchi to get down that wing. As we see, the Scots somersaulted over the advertising boardings.
Are you okay?
All good though.
The ball was outside. Okay. Captain, option.
The disappointing thing for Scotland
Option.
though, the kick went straight
Scrum.
out. It's a close call, that, wasn't it?
Initially, I thought he might have taken it in the field of play and just stepped backwards into touch.
Looked like he did.
Down I go.
Back up he pops, not too sure what's just happened.
The Swanee was in the field of play when he brought that one in Trotter, but the assistant ref says otherwise on that far side.
Another excellent attacking opportunity for Italy. Again, it comes down to the scrum.
Bind.
Parity. Different setup again for their backs.
You're pre-engaged both teams, okay? You need to leave the gap. Support your body weight, support your body weight, okay?
Reset.
No, you must stay on your place,
Catch
okay?
some
Bind and
breath,
stay on
though.
your place. Don't move your feet.
Second half. A lot of points, a lot of tries scored. Quality attacking rugby. We've seen it all. Standing offloads.
Crouch!
An Italian grubber kick so well executed.
Bind!
13-7 at the break. And you're quite right, Colin Gregor, it has exploded in this second half. They're looking to get the jump on here at the scrum. And they buckle Scotland, but then peel away with it through Coffey. If he hadn't left it in there, there might have been cause for a penalty. That is play on, and they keep it alive here through DeMarco. DeMarco pops for Casilio. That'll be a maul, and now Scotland will just be all over that. They will not shift, and they win the feet to the scrum.
Blue ball.
And boy, did they need that. Again, it's this offloading game. It's quality work. Just keeping that ball alive, support lines. Again, it's the substitutes. DeMarco. It's been Matza in the centre. Such a handful to bring down. But Scotland do well to
No, I never
get
had
back.
advantage.
Scramble defence, get numbers around the ball.
Time off.
See Italy in behind, but
Number
again,
10. Substitution.
has a good open side, just tracking ball. Rory Darge just latches
And
onto
number 2,
it,
please.
working again alongside Logan Trotter.
Good.
Scotland look to the bench. Replacement hooker, even Robbie Smith started the first 4 of the Six Nations games, and then picked up a knee injury. So good to see him back. So we can add some ballast to the scrum, bit of experience at this level as well. It's going to be really important. 11.5 minutes to go, 4-point game.
Bind! All the way! Set!
Brave enough to call it, Sean.
No way, not after what's transpired in the last little bit. Oh, that's a big shove from the Italians, and they win the penalty. Look at Antoine Coffey in there. Sporting the sideshow Bob hairdo. And he is pumped.
We talked earlier in the second half about Scotland had all the momentum since Italy went to the bench, since they made those changes. They have just dominated this game. Scotland's control on possession has disappeared. I know Italy are strong at scrum time. They're not happy for 3 points. They're going for a scrum again.
We saw Fischetti and Coffey there going nutso post winning that penalty, and now they get another go at the Scots.
More space, please. Okay. Pretty much, yeah. 8.
Not long back, it was 23-10 in favour of Scotland over Italy. They've roared back into this contest, the Azzarini.
Again, the same thing.
The big change, just their error count has been reduced. First half, anytime they got any ball, it just seemed they coughed up possession easily. In these last, 10, 15 minutes or so, they've kept a hold of ball. They've played to their strengths. They've got the big men running hard, running straight, getting over the gain line.
Coach!
And they've got some offloads going as well in behind the Scotland team. And they're sticking. It's working well for the Italians.
Into the final 10 we go. On this occasion, Scotland lock it down. They go to the short side. Scotland, Delfrino, almost there. Throws it back in field. Surely that's in a touch. It's a mess of bodies. Where's the pill? Who's got it? Somehow, Scotland have kept that in the field of play. Chapman has zero angle to work with. He needs help here from his big men. They work it a couple of metres away from the line. Chapman, he won't be phased. Chapman. Oh, that is a superb kick to touch from Chapman. His big men will look up and say, Charlie, thank you. Superb defence on that short side from Scotland.
5 and 8.
On a Frio, such a dangerous runner, ball in hand. Scotland's defence, though, is just good enough. Replacement Callum McClelland and Logan Trotter wrestle him to touch. Somehow the ball stays in play, but it falls on the Scottish side. And Chapman's kicking all game has been outstanding, and he's just launched another one to relieve some of the pressure off Scotland, but they're by no means home and dry just yet.
That's fallen back for the Italians. Initial grab, went a miss. All over that goes Scotland. That is brilliant from Rory Darge. 18 years of age is Rory Darge and has aimed up big style. A little baby-faced assassin. The open side for Scotland, all over that.
He go to the ball and white player an extra roll.
That's a huge play from Rory Darge. And you can see what it means to his teammates. Just gets onto ball. Referee, in fairness, he's quick to blow. Italian clear is effective.
Oh, that's not going to find touch. So they're off the hook, the Italians.
Blue release.
That one needed to catch the chalk. That one charged down, and Chapman, who else? Oh, it just gets ugly for him on the deck, and he can't pick and go.
Just knock out, no option. Knock on.
He knocks that one on, goes in a touch.
13 blue.
Pressure around the corner from Jupp.
13, yeah.
So replacing hooker there, Smith, Robbie Smith.
Yes, sir.
Just trying to raise another effort from his forward pack.
This is the mark.
Knows the last thing they want to do here is concede a penalty and give DeMarco a chance to plug it downfield and go to the set piece again.
Scotland, they've done well to get out of their own half.
Coach!
Now the pressure of scrum time again. It's not gone Scotland's way. Hopefully now they can, from a Scottish perspective, they can arrest the Italian tide.
Casilio.
You see Dwight!
Casilio. DeMarco puts plenty of width on the pass. Across the field it goes to their giant winger. Kicks out of one tackle for Cucci. Oh, that one is back. Over the top goes Darge again, looking for a second turnover. Can't force it. Notera. Just gets a little messy from both sides. Scotland come up, make the spot tackle.
No. Back.
Another ball goes back. Fortuitously for the Italians. Scotland all over that and called out of it at the breakdown. Casilio. They've been in reverse over the last few phases, and after all that, they say, we'll play some field position. Well taken there by Dewhurst. Has kept it alive there. Now the back three go to work. Trotter. Knock-on advantage here for Scotland. I don't know if they'll want the scrum, though. They'll be happy to keep the ball in hand and try and find some cracks in this Italian defence. That's it all. Hop step from the Scottish front rower. That one knocked down. That should be a yellow card. That should be a yellow card. Forcucci came in, slaps it straight to deck. And it's going to be 15 on 14.
I have two intentional knock-on.
It was like this?
It's a yellow card.
Big call with 5 minutes less than 5 minutes to go.
Big call. It's the right call.
But what's the difference between that one and the one earlier in the half, which it didn't go?
You're right. There's no.
Did that go
There's
forward?
no difference. The one early was worse than that one. I think it might have been Forcucci the first time as well.
That's fine, Callum. That's fine.
Okay, closing stages now, just 4 remain. And 4 is the difference between Scotland and Italy. 15 on 14. Forcucci, the try scorer for Italy, off the field. England and Argentina, the other two sides that round out Pool A. A reminder, if you finish top of your pool, you are on your way to the semis. They creep in there, Italy, and they snap it back at the line out. Still life here for the Italians. That might be key, that steal. Now they shift it across the field. That's Coppo. Scotland are going to have to dig deep here. Nice tackle, knocked on. And we'll go to the scrum. Well, that is an excellent read indeed from Scotland to force that turnover from the captain. It was Lamarot who came flying through. Gets a little messy for the moment, a little scrappy. The locals don't mind it here in Béziers. At the start of the Mediterranean. It was 13-7 at the break.
Time off, please. Come here, please.
And it really opened up in the second term with tries to Dewhurst.
Give me some space and one for the game, okay? Look, when you hear my whistle, you stop,
26-22.
You have
Here's
behaved
another
well
look at the
this
knock-on.
match, okay?
Great shot.
Keep like that. Don't take
from
the activity, please, okay?
Jupp there. Charlie Jupp forcing the error. And they'll go to the scrum. An area of the game that Scotland have come under
with him, okay? Just
a
relax.
lot of
Keep on
pressure
playing
in
as you are playing, okay?
over recent minutes.
9 white.
Can they get it right here? Can they find a way to perhaps squeeze a penalty, give that man
Time back
a
on.
shot at sealing the game or setting up a potential match-winning lead? Charlie Chapman, the number 9 for Scotland. No doubt his side's best today. He's had good company, though, with the likes of
Knock on white, blue ball.
Thompson, McDowell and Hutchison all doing some terrific things. Darge has been good for Scotland also. Scrum time. 2 minutes plus change remain.
Set.
4 points, all that separates these two sides. Free kick, do they just slow it down? Here's Scotland, no. Chapman wants to go up tempo. He wants the knockout blow, he wants it now. There's a big charge from McDowell, but he's had it ripped away. Italy kick ahead here. Hoping for it to stay in the field of play. It hops back to the right. Here they come, Scotland. They need some support, they need men back. Italy pile in and look for the turnover. It's good work at the breakdown from Scotland to maintain possession. They've hit reverse. They've conceded 40-odd metres after McDowell went without. Here is Johnson. Chapman. McCallum. Can they wipe every last second off the clock here, Scotland? The dummy and go there from McClelland. Now the place.
Back.
That one goes back. It's all good for Scotland. Chapman looking to posse up. Pod runners to the left. Johnson happy to concede that tackle. They're nearing the final whistle here, Scotland. They came into this game as outsiders. That's a cracking shot, but still it stays with Scotland, and now they come to the near side. It's been knocked on by Darge. Italy will have one final swing against the Scots. What a tackle that was. We'll catch the number in a second. He rushed up so quick, went kabam.
He's the tackler.
And has injured himself in the process. It might even be the skipper that's down. It was a huge hit. It had to be.
Shane, did
to
you
try
hear
and
that?
force the error from the Scots. Here's another look at it. Up and whack. That one was okay. It was knocked back from Scotland, and wow, I think it is the skipper. Lamaro. Well, you talk about leading from the front, and Lamaro has given his side an opportunity to potentially steal this one. Just 60 seconds to go. Another look, Lamaro, kabang.
Time is there.
Got all of Hughes, and that forced Scotland into rushing the ball out to the left, where it was Darge, the youngster, who went without. And that's a huge hit.
Okay, thank you.
From Lamaro. So as he gets some running repairs.
Shirt, blood. Shirt.
Wow,
okay,
he's a real mess. It might be a little bit longer that we have to wait. May even need a new jersey here.
You need to change the shirt, please.
We're going to pull this one out of the fire. He came back into the game through tries to Focucci and Onofrio. And now they'll go to the scrum. Around 40 out.
Is it
5 in from touch.
Okay.
And the captain's going to have to come off. Lamaro. He doesn't want to.
Knock on.
Okay.
Who is the captain meanwhile?
What can Italy create here? It is down to the wire. It was a slow start, but we are finishing with a bang. 1 minute. It's all that remains. Bianchi back on the field for Lamaro. Scotland just need to repel here. 1 minute to knock off the clock. They finished 5th in last year's under-20 championship in Georgia. We're going to go a couple better in 2018.
Now use it.
They pivot now at the scrum.
Advantage.
Penalty advantage here for Italy. Now what? The captain's off the field. Do they go to the line? Do they go back to the scrum? Line is the call, it looks like.
5 line.
Lamaro off. Penalty shot, no good. Try is all that'll do it. We're going into injury time. Here's another look at the penalty. It might have been just before that.
You will have.
It needs to be mistake-free. It needs to be perfection here from the Azzurini.
The right side check.
What a way to start. What a way to start. Italy to the front. They bring it in. They're 23 out. Scotland look to counter. And on they come. A long way from the line, but looking okay. Penalty advantage here. Now it's Splinters. There are white and blue jerseys scattered all over the shop.
New advantage.
New advantage here. Almost the entire Italian team are in that maul. Penalty.
Collapsing, 17.
What a remarkable finish coming up. We're a minute into injury time.
Captain and 17, please.
And Scotland, they're going to have a word directed at them from our
17,
referee, Pali De Luca.
We have 3 collapsing advantages. This is cynical. It's yellow card. Yellow card, sir.
Wow. And just like that, Graham Slaw's off. And if there's one man they need on the park, it is
Collapsing.
the reserve prop. Italy to touch. Now, just 5 out. Looking to snatch the victory
Open the gap,
from out of
please.
Scotland's hands.
This is your mark, okay?
On me.
Can hear the shouts there. Low body height. Tadia needs to find the target. Scotland unlikely to compete in the air. They'll go low to the ground, and now they get the shove on. And Italy add player after player after player, and they're getting closer and closer and closer. Italy, 2 minutes into injury time. Penalty advantage again. They're claiming to try Italy. They've got it. Italy have got it. They've stolen it from Scotland. An incredible finish here in game 1, Pool B. Italy, deep in injury time, have performed a miracle. Led by their captain, Lamaro. He helped create the mistake from the Scots. They've then taken it 40 metres via a scrum penalty, then line-out maul, line-out maul, line-out maul, and here is the knockout blow. Scotland looked to have countered, but then Italy, well, they took their time, they were patient, they were playing with the penalty advantage, and they snuck through. It might be Fischetti, it might just be. It is a mess of bodies. It's the big bopper underneath there. It's the reserve hookup. It is Tadia, the hero. 27-26, kick to come. Oh, wow. DeMarco, who's been so key to his side, working their way back into this contest. And he gets the chance to put some sugar on it from out wide. He tugs it to the left. Full time. Italy. Open with a W. One of the more incredible finishes we've seen in the history of the World Rugby Under-20 Championship. Scotland will be thinking, how on earth have we dropped that one? Full time. Italy 27, Scotland 26. Okay, there are the closing scenes. Charlie Chapman, so big for Scotland today. He couldn't have done any more. Neither could have Hutchison or McDowell. Just some tiny errors in the championship seconds of this one. And they presented the Italians with a chance. They just opened the door a touch. And the Azzarini for Fischetti was enormous today for his side. The Azzarini found a way. Well, we touched on it during the game. If that's how we're going to roll through the next couple of weeks here in the south of France, we are set for an extraordinary championship. At halftime, it was Scotland who were up by 6. They led 23-10 at one stage in the second half. But the Italians were too strong. Let's get pitch side now for a little post-game reaction.
Congratulations, you must be delighted with how that game finished.
Yeah, we are so excited because it was a very hard game. Scottish team was very hard, and so we are very proud of all the team. Even the guys that come after the match, they changed the game for us. So it's fantastic.
Did you think during that second half that the game was beyond you, that you were going to lose it, or did you always believe?
No, we was thinking to going on during the match because we was very close to the result, but it was very hard for us, but we do it.
Congratulations, well done on your win.
Thank you. Thank you.
So much of that game went exactly to plan, and then the last couple of minutes just got away from you.
Yeah, I think just unable to hold on the ball on the far 22, and they punted downfield, and then they gained momentum from there. It's disappointing, but there's a lot of positives to take from it, and we'll build for the game on Sunday against Argentina.
I think that's what you've got to do now, that there was so much that you did well, controlled the possession territory, scored some outstanding tries. So looking at that rather than the actual end result.
Yeah, I think it's clear to see this team's come a long way since the Six Nations, and I still think we've got a lot more to give, so we'll build for Sunday and come stronger then.
Yeah, and enjoying working under Brian Redpath, different head coach, he brought a freshness to it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I think you can see that the more expansive game that we're playing now is really paying dividends, and we spread the ball away, I think we look quite dangerous, so bring it Sunday.
Yeah, good luck, all the best for Sunday.
Well, absolute scenes here in Béziers at the Stade de la Méditerranée as Italy open with an extraordinary win well after the final bell. They took it 70-odd metres off the back of a mistake from Scotland. Scotland tried to counter by wiping off the remaining seconds in that clash. Couldn't do so. And it is England and Italy who now sit above Scotland and Argentina. 21 points of difference in that first up game between the English and the Argentinians. Just 1 point, one sole point separating Italy and Scotland here in Béziers. Okay, full time here in the south of France, and it is Italy with the victory. Full time, 27 points to 26 against a Scotland team who'll look to bounce back on Sunday.